Okay, game to na. Kaya-kayang bumawi nila. Kaya-kayang bumawi nila, Coil. Guys, subscribe na kayo. Baka naman, oh. Baka naman, oh.
Come with you every single time to get that concussive blast, but now with Sa on this Vexana, single-handedly I can clear this waves. Pepe, go where you need to be.
That is fair, but you still have to be careful because with something like this, you lack the flicker. Yes, you have to pick up a flicker yourself, but you lack the movement, and that's where I kind of like this Sparza. And you lack some of that big AoE where I would kind of liked the Eve possibly for Pro.
Ayaw nila pakawalan yung Beleric, no? Nagagandahan sila sa Beleric. Uy, XP!
You have the Terrify, you have that ult that can kind of
nila yun.
either disengage or engage, so there is potential for Saw here.
In-XP nila yung pangalan nito. Yung kay Cram, hindi ko maalala.
But I think the big problem is that once you drop down that RWM, you're kind of a sitting duck. I think here up in the top side, Innocent doing a very good job.
Kinakawawa si Kosen.
Even getting an early
Kinakawawa si Kosen na. Kanina pa yun. Uy, nako. Na-corner. Na-first blood si Kosen.
Pepe could not get there in time. A great setup coming in from SRG side, but now it looks like with that top side winning the way that it is, it's got to be a bit of a trade, right? Strong side bot with this Freya. This Ruby is going to try their best to try and slow Cram down as much and more ideally sandbag him.
Coily gets knocked up. Coily's been doing amazing on this Ling last game. Even when he died, he was making some great plays, always at least trading off. Able to secure the first all three turtles, into the hands of Pro Esports. This time, Pro, though, definitely taking a slightly slower pace. They want to look for the engage, but look at SRG in this bush.
Yeah.
Uy, nakatak.
Nice, I'm offended.
Kaya?
A lot of damage comes in.
Kaya ba? Bak na, masakit. Masakit ng torso. Yun lang. Uy! Uy, magpakita ka dyan, Lodi. Oh.
Okay.
Nah, unfortunately the flicker is coming back up only in 12 more seconds. The mistake was the fact that Cram and Stormy, they had the right idea. They're in position to actually activate the gank, but as soon as that feathered airstrike comes up, instant target prioritization coming in from Coily to attack him. Let's look at the replay one more time, right? The I'm offended comes on through and even Cram decided to disengage from that fight. I was thinking whether Cram could actually 1v3, but it's too early on in the game for him to do that. So they just have to peel away the jungler to slow down any kind of snowball attempt.
Still a big win for SRG though. 1.2k gold lead, a turtle, 2 kills. The deaths are on Sariam, Felix, and Kuzin, both offlaners.
Uy, pinilit.
Big kick.
Binurst. Kulit mo, ha. Kaya? Kaya yan, Lodi. Yun lang, wala na. Oh, bak na. Kung ako dyan, babak na ako. Oh, nag-SS si Cram. Bak na.
And SRG backs off.
Yep, they could have tried to deny the purple buff, but luckily, sorry, Felix is just man-to-man defense against Cram. Not gonna let him walk away from this lane scot-free. On the opposite side for SRG, this is a big lead. 1.5k is looking really, really good right now. However, a lot of their damage is coming from both Sakaizen as well as Stormy. Yums is supplementary damage, but eventually it's going to fall off in the later stages of the game.
All right, so with that, I feel like we're taking a slightly slower pace this game. Things seem a little more even, but SRG still holding a nice lead.
And I like the movements from this, right? Hey, let's try and invade. Oh no, they're already there? Okay, let's quickly clear up mid and set up a potential dive on bot side. Now keep in mind, sorry, I'm Felix. 7 more seconds until that flicker comes back up, and Cram, I mean, he's thinking about it, but somebody needs to make the kick happen.
He does have the ult. This is a scary hero to go under a tower with. A lot of ability to hold you down for a second or more too. Pro Esports has no idea they're all there. They finally do show themselves. A lot of damage on Sorry Felix, able to use the flicker back out of the way into safety. And SRG knows they weren't able to get it. They're gonna back off.
Beautifully played, and now they unlock Cram from this lane, and they need to quickly run back up towards Turtle side. Unfortunately for Pro, they can't rush it down just yet. So SRG will get
grabe si
gets away the dragon right into Sakai's, a lot of damage.
Ayun lang. Kinakawawa si Vexana. Kaya pumalag? Oh, ang sakit no. Kaya? Kaya no? Oh, yo. Walang purple ceiling.
Yep, they played for the fight and now they don't have enough to contest for this turtle. They trade supports.
Hindi na nanggigigil si
Trying
Coil.
to make sure they keep
Natauhan
Coily
na
in
siya.
one place for as long as possible. While
Hindi na siya
SRG quickly have
gigil.
to make a cross-map play on the opposite side. Let's look at this replay one more time, because initially I was thinking maybe they don't have enough damage, but then Innocent comes in with a blazing duet to give that last bit of a kick that they need to get across that finish line. Cram the entire time zoning out Saw. It's a great idea because Saw is going to be the main anchor for the side of Pro Esports to wombo combo with each other.
All right, so it's a turtle for a turtle. Pro starting to show off a little bit. Coily getting some nice damage on a Cram there. Force use of Valkyrie as a set just to get away. Pro Esports are matching the pace very well across the map, and even when SRG looks for plays, they haven't been able to secure the big gank yet.
Yeah,
yes, they're able to like attack the offlane, but nobody's gone down to those advances just yet.
See, that's the thing. I think that Pro actually decided to adapt it. They realized that a lot of the punishment was targeted towards Coily's side, a lot of the invasions as well, and even down here by bot side, right? They're trying to keep him in visible areas across the map. They're not letting him take control on the opposite ends, and I think they've been doing this since game number 1 for the side of SRG. Pro on the other side, hey, if they're focusing on our Ling for this long, you know what? We're going to play for our Harith, right? Look at the reinforcements controlling this top side. Wait, a kick!
A lot of damage. Saw goes down, but a lot of ults used as well from SRG. They're going to be able to take that tower in the boss side as well. It finally falls. They've used so much just to try to secure it, and all Pro Esports are going to get out of this as a top tower.
This is quite the scrum, a game of rugby. Sakai's, no, Coily not going to go for it just yet. Scared that maybe without the Bladed Tempest, he's going to get hit by the stun. That's a pretty good call here for the side of Pro. It's 6-3, but this 1.7k lead has not been developed further than this.
All right, so Pro Esports kind of backed against a wall a little bit here. I do feel like SRG has been ahead of them, but still they're calm, right? And
Uy, nakikipag-1v1 na naman to. Kaya mo yan? Takbo na. Uy, naku po. Nasipa, boss! Ganda! Ganda ng pagkakasipa doon, boss. Tiyums lang kapalit.
SRG gets a huge advantage.
It's great. This turtle
Ang hirap protektahan ni ano ko. Ang hirap i-protect ni Coil. Hindi ko gets bakit ayaw nila pakawalan yung Beleric na yan eh. Nag-choose ko po! Kulit mo, Pepe! Oh. Naku po, isa ka pa! Isa ka pa! Oh, buhay! Buhay! Nice one! Ay, nagalaw ko yung mouse ko.
Oh my goodness, you can hear that crowd. What a gut punch. They wanted to see Kuzin go down, but his mechanics kept him back up. And with the trades that have been happening across the map, honestly, it's not the worst for Pro, but at the same time, it's not helping the scenario, right? It's just trying to stop the bleeding. It's trying to stop the infection from spreading. And for Pro, Coily, he's that guy. But let's look at this replay just one more time, right? A great play because Kozin has just enough CDR to be able to close that distance, but Sakai's locking him in place to not sneak in that last auto attack.
I was so locked onto Kuzin. Sakai's getting taken out by Sariam Felix. Definitely evens the playing field a little bit there in that fight, right? Pro Esports haven't fallen behind. I mean, last game when they were ahead, they were sitting at about a 2.5k goal lead, and SRG was able to turn things around. This time, SRG only leading by 1.4. Pro Esports definitely not out of this. They're going to try to move on to this bottom tower. The slow push, and SRG's not going to be able to make it there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice way of the dragon.
Okay.
Down. Innocent.
Nice. Kaya pala yun.
This could be bad for SRG. They don't want to force the engage. They're forced to just defend.
Able to get the Tempest of Blades out and buffer it just before the kick actually connects. Really good stuff here because it comes in 2 parts with that kick. So if you want to drag it out and max it out, you absolutely can. But if you got the right boots, you can get out of it no problem as soon as you have your abilities available. This could be Flicker, this could be Bladed Tempest. Either or works the exact same way. In this particular case here, I'm noticing that SRG, unfortunately, don't have the same benefits. Pro can walk into you like a bulldozer, overwhelming force. SRG actually have to play the consistent push and pull. They can't all go in at the same time. If not, Beleric gets value, but Cram can't go in by himself.
Both teams dead even on towers on the off lane. No big
Oh,
macro damage, a lot of damage on Eums.
Oh, Biners.
Down, but the damage isn't enough to keep Pro
Kaya,
Esports off of his
yun.
teammate.
Yung Belirik!
Pro Esports now
Ano class
with a
tong
man
Belirik na
up.
to?
Aren't gonna rush this Lord, but Sakai's with a cheeky positioning into this tri-bush, looking for someone to fall into the trap.
Actually, that was pretty huge. The fact that Pepe lost not only his flicker, but his Wrath of the Dryads, he can't force a play upon his opponents. He pressed the buttons in the wrong order, and now this contestation might be a little bit harder than it seems.
I mean, with a man up, he still feels comfortable. Sakai's gonna try to make his way in. Coily's still able to get the Lord. Sakai's able to get away with his life. Trying to take it. He's gonna move on to the target though. Pepe taking a lot of damage. Valkyrie sent into the backside. Sakai's goes down. Kuzu responsible.
Nako po.
And now Pepe
Naubos.
get away here as Cram is unable to secure a kill. It's 2 down on the side of SRG.
Lumalamang sila ko,
It's
no?
a Pro Esports.
And this is what I was
Lumalamang Pro
talking about.
Esports
It's so
dito,
difficult
boss.
for SRG to throw everything at the wall. Somebody might be out of position. Somebody is a little too far, and they need to be in literally the perfect triangulated area to catch everybody. Because look at the tri-brush here. Instantly, when you see that Cram decides, I'm going to change my targets over to Saw's side, the rest of Pro immediately collapse around him. And most importantly, Sorry on Felix is buying the perfect amount of time for everybody to either battle spell out of there or create some distance.
Feathered Airstrike does come down in defense, but a lot of damage on Humes. Humes just hasn't been able to hang out long.
Nagigets na
The
nila, ah.
damage, just a little too much from Pro Esports. Are they going to move for this? Uh-oh. Oh, Sorry, Felix comes in. Purple buff is secured by Sakai still, but a close call on the side of SRG.
Could they potentially dive this? And sorry, on Felix, he might just initiate. He's looking for these T2, but he's definitely not going to get that tower.
Oh,
Damage. Feathered Airstrike comes down. Sorry, Felix forces it back off. Tower
Walang
does knock
nagawa
him
sa
down, like
Ruby.
you said. But Pro Esports are relentless. They're going to wait for the next wave and take it down.
Yeah, this Ruby pick, especially with the wave, ridiculous side.
A little bit of a 1v1 here. Innocent.
Oh,
Not on the monster.
oh,
Won't be
sakit.
safe.
Yun lang.
Coily, though,
Kaya,
goes
nice.
to an escape.
Nice.
Beautiful steal for Pro Esports.
Really good stop there. Innocent, unfortunately, just needed to kite backwards towards where Sakai's was going to be. He was really trying to sell that he was by himself, and unfortunately that costed him his life. And again, this is a much better position from Pro. Game number 1, they had the early game. Game number 2, now they have the mid to late down on lock.
Coily starting to feel himself a little bit.
Oh, oh, ganda, nice one.
Sorry, Felix and Sakai's is taken out.
Gulat kayo, no?
Back off immediately. They're playing it cleanly too. They don't overextend. We got our target and we leave.
He pulled off the Michael J. White. He was like, he's not given the signal that he's going to engage. It just looks like his hand is floating there, and the next thing you know, he's caught 2.
Pars.
Uh-oh.
Tumakbo ka na.
Comes down. Just trying to defend at this point, but every time the Feathered Airstrike comes out, Coily's there. He really wants him to use it.
He wants it bad, and right now, I think that SRG, they have to recognize that they can't fight traditionally against Pro. It really comes down to the forced mistakes, but now that they're taking too much structural damage, I don't know how much control they can actually have. Looking at the items, finally 3 down for Stormy. He's a real threat in the damage department, but he can never use his Feathered Airstrike first, because as soon as he does, Coily's right on top of him.
Oh, what a beautiful I'm offended there.
Right?
And Kuzin was so ready for it. The comms right now are on point.
It's so good, but the worst part is that it's unpredictable. You don't know when he's going to flicker I'm offended at this point. He's not giving the traditional signals most EXP laners usually give.
Okay. Nice kick. On to Pepe, but Coily in the backside once again forces Stormy away. Pepe's unfazed.
Oh, oh.
Coily just one by one. Anyone can come catch these hands at this point.
Yeah, they're throwing it up. They have to play the D. And so far, it's a lot more difficult to play the cross map without the Moskov. Seal out, and yeah, Cram, they have to contest this.
Gonna look
Oh, okay. Si Innocent ang sakit. Oh, yung sakit ni Ling. Grabe, Halima. Oof. Wala nang nakapigil kay Ling. Grabe, Tori lang. Wow.
And if there's one thing that I've learned about the Cambodians, don't mess with their assassin plays, especially when it comes down to Ling, because they are nasty with it as they're looking to open up the inhibitor with a Lord empowered wave just after.
Oh. Nilusaw.